You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
Today is Tuesday, February 24th. I'm Maria Lizignoli.
And I'm Johnny Connor. Thanks for listening to Four Things to Know.
Our top story today. Let's get started by going to the latest on two shootings from yesterday. We've learned they are connected. Brooklyn Center officers shot and killed an armed man that was suspected of killing two others earlier that day in Minneapolis. It happened at an IHOP restaurant. The windows are now boarded up, and today we saw a restoration company there. Frankie McClister was also there. In his report, you'll hear from Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara and Katie Bryant, who is Daunte Wright's mom. You'll remember, Wright was fatally shot by an officer during a traffic stop in Brooklyn Center back in 2021.
Officers responded here before 4 p.m. yesterday for a report of a man waving a gun outside. When they arrived, the man confronted them with a handgun and was struck by officers after gunfire was exchanged. He did later die at the hospital. But earlier, police in North Minneapolis said a 14 and 23-year-old were killed in a separate shooting at a home. Minneapolis police confirmed that those two were killed by the man who then faced Brooklyn Center officers right outside of this IHOP. But listen to this. Court records show that he was released on bond Monday for a case in which he faced felony charges, including possessing a machine gun.
There was also a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9 and 10-year-old children inside the house at the time with their grandma. Thank God they were not physically injured.
Just seeing the exact scene that we see too many times in our community over the past 5-10 years, it's hard. It's really hard.
Now, we've confirmed that the man who shot and killed two yesterday is Eddie Duncan. Now, the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is taking the charge in this investigation. We've also learned since that, and this is according to Brooklyn Center Police, that there are some officers that were involved that are placed on what they call critical incident leave. That is also normal protocol, as we know.
Number 2 today, a survivor of the shooting at Annunciation Church and School is speaking out about gun violence. Today, 8th grader Lydia Kaiser joined Minnesota Democrat Governor Tim Walz at a press conference calling for action on gun violence. The governor says now is the time for the legislature to act on common sense gun laws. Survivors like Lydia agree, sharing her story in very simple terms.
2 students survived gunshot injuries to the head. I am one of them. All children have the right to live, free from gun violence, in schools, churches, and in our communities. Elected officials have a duty to protect us from guns.
And we owe it to the Annunciation families not to have that just be another statistic in the book. In Minnesota, that was the final straw. That was it. I pushed and pushed and pushed, and we couldn't even get legislators to have a hearing. Well, those days are over.
The governor is also calling for a ban on military assault rifles and high-capacity magazines. He's pushing for other measures, including safe storage for guns, reporting weapons when they are lost or stolen, and closing the loophole on ghost guns. The legislature is split, so it will take bipartisan support to get any of these items to the governor's desk.
Number 3. President Trump hints that the economy is expected to be a major topic in his first official State of the Union address of his second term. The speech comes amid growing unease over tariffs, affordability, and a U.S. military buildup near Iran. The president will lay out his agenda for the year less than 9 months before crucial midterm elections. He'll take the podium at a time of increasing uncertainty. Last week, the U.S. Supreme Court dealt a major blow, ruling his Liberation Day tariffs are illegal, even as he doubles down on imposing new tariffs.
We have a country that's now doing well. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. It's going to be a long speech because we have so much to talk about.
Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger will deliver the official Democratic response. And while we've told you several Democrats are choosing to boycott today's State of the Union, some House Democrats are still planning to attend. Minnesota Representatives Ilhan Omar, Angie Craig, and Betty McCollum held a press conference today ahead of tonight's address. They, along with Representative Kelly Morrison, will be bringing guests who have been impacted by Operation Metro Surge and the recent tariffs. They are also bringing the son of former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman. Here's part of what Representatives McCollum, Omar, and Craig had to say this morning.
I expect President Trump to keep being the denier in chief that he has been since he lost the 3 elections in Minnesota. Tonight, Donald Trump will deliver the State of the Union. We know his speech will be full of lies about how our nation is thriving under his leadership. We know that it is BS. Our constituents are facing economic ruin because of his policies.
There's no sugarcoating it to anyone. Minnesota has been through a lot this year. All of us standing here today have witnessed the Trump administration terrorize our communities, whether that's through Operation Metro Surge, tariffs, political violence, or otherwise.
While Senator Amy Klobuchar will attend with a brewery owner impacted by tariffs, U.S. Senator Tina Smith plans to boycott today's address. She'll instead speak at Move On's People's State of the Union. That's going to be held at the National Mall. Senator Smith will be joined by Fridley Public Schools Superintendent Brenda Lewis. They plan to speak out against ICE. Several other Democrats and well-known actors plan to give unofficial responses to the address. They're calling the rally the State of the Swamp. One of those speakers is Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. According to the news release regarding the event, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, journalist Don Lemon, and actor Robert De Niro are just a few of the other speakers. You can watch the State of the Union address and the Democratic response on WCCO tonight at 8. Plus, stick around for WCCO's analysis during our 10 p.m. newscast.
Number 4 today, we're following a hotel fire in Superior, Wisconsin. The fire happened around 11 last night at the Superior Sage Hotel. Part of their roof collapsed, and we know at least one person was hurt. Nearly 24 guests had to be moved to a neighboring hotel in the middle of the night. When fire crews arrived, flames were shooting through the roof of the hotel and quickly spreading to the building's siding. Multiple fire crews had to be called in to help put it out. Bill Zeza from Cable, Wisconsin, was staying at the hotel when the fire started. He jumped into action to try and stop it from spreading.
I kept breaking the glass and to get the fire extinguishers, and then I pulled the alarm. And then I decided that I would go outside and try to fight it from the other side by the Quick Trip.
The damage is estimated to be in the $1 million range. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Those are the 4 things to know today. Now let's check in on our next weather forecast.
Hi, I'm next weather meteorologist Lisa Meadows. As we head into tonight, it's going to be chilly. We're dropping down to 11. Tomorrow, also a chillier day. High temp only coming in at 21, but dry.
And now, here's more to know.
In Maplewood, police are still searching for the shooter who opened fire inside a local mall. This happened Sunday afternoon. Video captured by a shop owner inside the mall shows a man who's said to be a neighboring shop owner dragging the gunshot victim out of harm's way. According to Maplewood police, one man was shot in the hip. He's expected to survive. William Swift, the shop owner we spoke with, said he tried to help get people into his store to take shelter.
My big concern was just trying to save, the people that were here at the time, because when the gunshot went off, we didn't really know what was going on.
Police tell us 2 juveniles were detained and later booked at the Ramsey County Jail for riot charges. But the search for a suspect continues. If you have any information about what happened inside the Maplewood Mall, you're asked to give police a call.
Education Minnesota is seeking an emergency order to stop ICE from going near schools. School districts and educators went to federal court yesterday in an attempt to keep ICE activity away from public schools. They say the presence of federal agents is lowering attendance, draining school resources, and traumatizing the students. They're arguing DHS's recent change in protections for schools violates the Administrative Procedure Act. The schools say ICE activity is continuing despite claims of a drawdown. Fridley schools say they have had to unenroll at least 20 students due to prolonged absences. This will likely cost the district thousands of dollars in state funding.
A group of renters joined together in Minneapolis today to call for an eviction moratorium.
We are here to rent strike. We are here to tell the landlords they are not in charge. And we are here to cover for our neighbors by tying up the courts so they can't process all the evictions.
The group spent the morning at Minneapolis City Hall. They're also asking for rental relief, citing impacts from the ICE surge. They say many of their neighbors are too scared to leave their homes, meaning they can't work and don't have money for rent. The group is planning a rent strike on March 1st. They're hoping to have 10,000 people join them. At the state level, the governor's office has said he doesn't have the authority to issue a moratorium.
It's month number 2 of Minnesota's sweeping new paid leave policy, and it impacts almost all of Minnesotans. Yesterday, the director of the program gave an unexpected update on how things are going. The rollout came in $70 million under budget. That extra money is going back into the pool of funds used to pay claims. The program is paid for through a payroll tax, and the expense is shared with employers. An early part of the program started in November, so these are figures since November. Almost 48,000 people have applied. 20,000 of those people did qualify for the paid leave. The payout does not fully replace your salary, however, and the average weekly payment has been $1,121.
Don't let the bitter cold fool you. Thick ice is not a sure thing. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office shared this warning to drivers on Lake Minnetonka. 2 SUVs wound up partially in the water just this past weekend. Not even ice houses can be out on the lakes much longer. Next Monday is the deadline to remove them in the southern 2/3 of the state. If they're not gone by then, the DNR can give you a ticket. Northern Minnesota gets another nearly 2 weeks.
Let's get to some sports headlines. The Timberwolves right now sit 6th in the Western Conference with 24 games to go. They are coming off of their biggest margin of defeat in the entire season. That was on Sunday night, Maria. Now we know they were without Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert, so that played a part in it. But Chris Finch wants to see more from Anthony Edwards.
You know, he has the capacity to be the best two-way player in the league, and you know, really, when he's playing that way, we're a whole nother team defensively, so he's really got to lean in and lead us in that way.
The Wolves are in Portland tonight. And sticking with basketball, this is a wild game. We'll see if the Gophers can pull off an upset. It would be the upset of the college basketball season. They're in Michigan tonight, taking on the 3rd-seeded Wolverines. Now get this, the Wolverines, 22-point favorites. Do they have a chance? Gophers?
Gophers? No. Do they? I don't know. Good luck.
Good luck, Gophers.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
If you're on TikTok, you may have been seeing the loaded water trend all over the platform. Johnny, do you know what loaded water is?
Not really.
Not really. I haven't personally seen a ton of it, but I have once I explain it to you. So TikTok influencers or just users in general are creating water drinks with, protein, caffeine, vitamins, all of that, just like basically loading their water with different things. But is it all really necessary?
Well, if it keeps you awake at your desk.
And if you don't like coffee.
Right. If you don't like coffee, definitely necessary. The protein is interesting to me. That sounds horrible.
Right? Ew, protein water. I guess wouldn't it just be a protein shake at that point?
That would be better.
Right, that would be better. Experts say that if it makes you drink more water, then yeah, go for it.
Well, and we talked a little bit about this. Some people don't like the taste of water.
Some people don't drink water because it's too boring for them.
And you like sparkling water, you told me.
I do. I do drink water. I think it's just because I'm talking all day that I kind of need to drink water. But at home, I will definitely have like a Perrier, just plain sparkling water. I don't know. For some reason, it's just better.
Interesting. I think there are a lot of people like that, though, because I have heard in the past, some people just actually don't like the taste. And that is so ironic to me because it's such a necessity.
You literally need it to live. Yeah. You're good at drinking water throughout the day.
I am good at drinking it. Yeah. I mean, I have my big Yeti all the time, which makes it easy. But, we work hard.
We do.
We need to hydrate.
It's not like we're running laps around the building, but we do work hard. And the experts say that, if you are, say, running laps around a building and sweating a lot, this is great. Add electrolytes to your water.
Then it makes sense.
Then it makes sense. I also feel like, we're here at the office and we have our, big water bottles. How would we add stuff to? I feel like it would be, if I'm working at home, I would be way more just
intentional about it. You just have more time,
And just the resource. I would maybe cut up fruit and put it in or just have fun with it. But I don't have any of that here at work. So Yeah. If you could make a loaded water, what would you put in it?
I mean, I think the caffeine I could get behind.
Yeah.
Right? But I do love drinking coffee, so it'd have to be like a flavorful caffeine. Do you ever do like Celsius or anything like that?
And that is not water. Yes, I do, definitely. But yeah, that has like sugars and stuff and all of that, which is what experts say, like, it's no good. Like, don't add sugar or carbs to your water because that's defeating the purpose. But yeah, a Celsius.
I think this would be like a good alternative instead of like a Monster in the morning.
Oh,
some people do that or Red Bull every day, which just can't be great.
It can't be good for you. No, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, water, add stuff to it as long as it's healthy for you. Go for it. In fact, go get a glass of water right now. You seem parched. Thanks for listening here to 4 Things to Know. With Johnny Connor, I'm Maria Lizignoli. We're here with the news you need every weekday afternoon by 3 o'clock.
Listen to 4 Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.